Wrapping text is useful when column width is limited and cells contain long names or titles you need to keep in view. Click cell A6. The text string in the cell is longer than the cell width, so part of the text is hidden from view. In the alignment group, click the Wrap Text button. Ecxel wraps the text in the cell, adjusting the row height to fit the additional line of text. All text in the cell is now visible. Save time and keystrokes by using Flash Fill to create email addresses from names in nearby columns. Enter the pattern you want to use in a new column and let Flash Fill complete the entries for you. Click cell E4. Type curtis.g@rockland.com in cell E4 and press Enter. First and last names, shown in columns C and D respectively. Ecxel formats the entry as an email address and moves the pointer to cell E5. Type Sal in cell E5 and press Enter. As you type, Flash Fill suggests an entry for cell E5 based on the value and formatting in cell E4. Flash Fill suggests entries for the remaining cells in the column as well. Ecxel enters the values in the remaining cells and advances to cell E6. The Flash Fill Options button that appears lets you make further changes if desired. The order of operations specifies when arithmetic operations are performed in a formula. You can override this order by enclosing an operation in parentheses. Select cell B14. Type =, open parenthesis, in cell B14. You will enter a formula to calculate projected annual expenses. This formula will add the monthly expenses in cells B9, B10, and B11, and then multiply that total by 12 to calculate the annual total. Click cell B9. You will start the formula by adding the values in cells B9, B10, and B11. Type plus in cell B14. Click cell B10. Type plus in cell B14. Click cell B11. Type close parenthesis in cell B14. By enclosing the first part of the formula in parentheses, you ensure that Ecxel will add these values together before performing any other calculations. Type *12 in cell B14. Excel will now multiply the sum of values in cells B9, B10, and B11 by 12. On the formula bar, click the Enter button. Excel performs the calculations as specified and returns the result in cell B14. Note that if you hadn't enclosed those values in parentheses, Excel would have multiplied the value of cell B11 by 12 before adding it to the other values in the formula. When you enter a formula that contains cell references, you can type the cell references or click to select them. Clicking to select the referenced cells can help you avoid typing errors. Click cell B19. You will enter a formula here that includes cell references. Type an equal sign to begin the formula. All Excel formulas start with an equal sign. Click cell B5. When you click cell B5, Excel enters the cell reference B5 in the formula. Type a minus sign in cell B19. You are now ready to enter another cell reference. Click cell B6. Again, when you click the cell in the worksheet, Excel enters the cell reference in the formula. Type a minus sign in cell B19. You will now add your final cell reference. Click cell B18. Press Enter. Excel calculates the equation and returns the result of the formula in cell B19. When counting the number of entries in a range, you might want to exclude those that are blank or non-numeric. For example, to accurately count the number of students that took a test, use the count function to tally only those students with a numeric value in the score column. Blank entries will not be counted. Select cell D19. Type equal sign, count, open parenthesis, in cell D19. As you type, Excel displays screen tips with prompts for function arguments. Position the mouse pointer over cell D5. Press and hold the left mouse button as you drag the pointer downward until it is over cell D18, and then release the mouse button. You will count the number of bonuses paid by counting the number of entries in the bonus paid column. Each value in the range D5 through D18 corresponds to a franchise owner. Type closed parenthesis to complete the formula. Press Enter. Excel counts a total of 14 entries in the column and returns the result in cell D19. When counting the number of entries in a range, you might want to exclude those that are blank or non-numeric. For example, to accurately count the number of students that took a test, use the count function. Using Excel functions in a formula can save a great deal of time and work when you need to gather information about a data range, such as how many cells are empty and require closer attention. This is especially useful in a very large range where manually counting is impractical. Click cell F19. You will enter a formula here to count the cells in the range F5 through F18 that are not empty. Click the Formulas tab on the ribbon. The Formulas tab has options to work with functions, defined names, and more. In the Function Library group, click the More Functions button. The More Functions menu opens, letting you access additional functions, such as statistical and engineering functions. On the More Functions menu, point. The Statistical menu appears at the right. On the Statistical menu, click Count A. The Function Arguments dialog box is displayed with the current cell address appearing in the Value 1 box. The Count A function will count values based on the entry in this box, so you want to specify a range rather than just the current cell. Type F5:F18 in the Value 1 box. In the Function Arguments dialog box, click OK. The dialog box closes and Excel returns 11 as the result of the formula. Themes give worksheets a polished and unified look without requiring you to spend a lot of time formatting individual cells or objects. Click the Page Layout tab on the ribbon. In the Themes group, click the Themes button. The Themes gallery is displayed. In the Themes gallery, click the Berlin theme, row 4, column 1. Excel applies the Berlin theme to the current worksheet. Note the changes in fonts, font sizes, and colors. Fill colors add visual appeal to worksheets and can draw attention to the contents of specific cells as desired. Select cell D9. In the font group, click the Fill Color arrow. The Fill Color gallery displays a palette of theme colors and standard colors. In the Theme Colors palette, click Blue Accent 1 Lighter 60%, column 5, row 3. Excel changes the cell color to light blue. Use cell borders to highlight cells with important content, designate table, row, or column titles, call out column or row totals, or otherwise organize and format worksheet data. Position the mouse pointer over cell A8. Press and hold the left mouse button and drag the pointer to the right until it is over cell D8. Release the mouse button. In the font group, click the Borders arrow. The Borders menu opens. Click the Thick Outside Borders option. Excel places a thick border around the selected cells. Click cell D10. When you deselect the cells, you can clearly see the border on the screen. Use colored lines when you apply cell borders to complement the current formatting or to make the borders more visible. Select cell D19. In the font group on the Home tab, click the Borders arrow. The Borders menu opens. On the Borders menu, click More Borders. The Format Cells dialog box opens with the Border tab active. In the Line section, click the Color arrow. The Colors palette opens. In the Theme Colors section, click Blue Accent 5, the 9th option in the top row of the section. Ecxel displays a preview of the blue line color. In the Presets section of the dialog box, click the Outline button. Ecxel displays a preview of an outline border with the blue Accent 5 line color. Click OK. Ecxel adds an outline border to cell D19 with the blue Accent 5 line color. Click cell A3. When you deselect cell D19, you can see the new border around the cell. Use date number formats to display numeric values as dates. Improve how your worksheet looks by consistently applying the same date format to all dates in your worksheet. Select cell D4. In the number group on the ribbon, click the dialog box launcher. The Format Cells dialog box opens with the Number tab active. The date category is selected in the type list as the selected cell is currently formatted with the long date number format. You will change this to a different date number format. In the type list, click 03/14/12 to select a new date number format. Click OK. Ecxel applies the new date format to the cell. Use date number formats to display numeric values as dates. Improve how your worksheet looks by consistently applying the same date format to all dates in your worksheet. Select cell D4. In the number group on the ribbon, click the dialog box launcher. The Format Cells dialog box opens with the Number tab active. The date category is selected in the type list as the selected cell is currently formatted with the long date number format. You will change this to a different date number format. In the type list, click 03/14/12 to select a new date number format. Click OK. Ecxel applies the new date format to the cell. Display 1, 2, or more decimal places for numbers that need to be precise, like hourly wages or scientific calculations. Large numbers, such as annual sales, are often displayed with no decimal places, so they are easier to read. Click and drag to select cells B3 through B12, and then release the mouse button. In the number group, click the Increase Decimal button. The selected values now display one decimal place. In the number group, click the Increase Decimal button again. The selected values now display 2 decimal places. Applying the percentage number format allows you to see the cell value displayed as a percentage. Position the mouse pointer over cell C4. Press and hold the left mouse button as you drag the mouse pointer down until it is over cell C15. Then release the mouse button. In the number group, click the % style button. Ecxel applies the percentage number format to the cells in the range. Use conditional formatting to make certain values in a range stand out, such as the highest or lowest values, negative numbers, and those that equal a specified target value. Click and drag to select cells B4 through B15. You will create a new conditional formatting rule to apply to cells in this range. In the Styles group, click the Conditional Formatting button. The Conditional Formatting menu opens. On the menu, click New Rule. The New Formatting Rule dialog box opens. When you create a new rule, you need to specify the rule type, the rule parameters, and the formatting the rule will apply. In the Select a Rule Type section, click Format Only Top or Bottom Ranked Values. This rule can apply to top or bottom ranked values. In the Edit the Rule Description section, the top ranked values option is selected by default. You will accept this setting and specify parameters in the Value text box. Select the Value box, which currently displays the number 10, and type 5 in the box. By default, the top 10 values are selected for this rule. You are changing the rule to select the top 5 values. In the Edit the Rule Description section, click the Format button. The Format Cells dialog box opens, where you will choose formatting options for the top-ranked cells. In the Format Cells dialog box, click the Fill tab. You will fill the cell backgrounds of the top-ranked cells with a color you specify here. In the Background Color section, click the blue Accent 5 option. The second top-ranked cells will be formatted with a blue Accent 5 cell background. In the Format Cells dialog box, click OK. Ecxel previews the conditional formatting choice in the New Formatting Rule dialog box. Click OK. Ecxel applies the new conditional formatting rule to the range. The top 5 cells are highlighted in blue. Conditional formatting can make your worksheet more meaningful and easier to understand. If you change your mind about the formatting, you can edit the formatting rule to meet your needs. Click and drag to select range B5 through B16. In the Styles group, click the Conditional Formatting button. The Conditional Formatting menu opens. On the menu, click Manage Rules. The Conditional Formatting Rules Manager dialog box opens. You can edit, create, or delete a rule. Clicking Edit Rule edits the first rule, which is selected by default. If several rules were listed, you would first select a rule to edit. Click Edit Rule. The Edit Formatting Rule dialog box opens, where you can edit the rule type and description. You can also see a preview of the conditional formatting that will be applied. In the Edit Formatting Rule dialog box, under Format Only Cells With, click the greater than arrow. A list of options appears. Click Less Than. Instead of formatting cells whose value is greater than $25,000, the new rule will format cells whose value is less than $25,000. Click OK. The Edit Formatting Rule dialog box closes. Click OK. The Conditional Formatting Rules Manager closes. Ecxel applies the edited rule to the range. Clear conditional formatting rules that you no longer want to use in your worksheet. Clearing the rule removes the conditional formatting from the cells. Click and drag to select the range B4 through B15. If you want to clear the conditional formatting for a specific range, select the range first. In the style, the Conditional Formatting menu opens. On the menu, click. A submenu opens with options for clearing the conditional formatting rules from the selected cells or from the entire worksheet. Click Clear Rules from Selected Cells. The conditional formatting is cleared from the range B4 through B15, which applied a green background color to the top 5 values. Hiding a column can be useful if you do not want its contents to be visible for some reason, or to fit worksheet contents onto the screen. Click the column heading for column F. Column F is selected. In the Cells group, click the Format button. The Format menu opens. In the Visibility section, the Hide and Unhide menu opens. On the menu, click Hide Columns. Ecxel hides the selected column and its column heading. Change the row height to fit larger fonts so data is easier to read, or to create a uniform look to your worksheet. Click cell A2. You want to change the height of row 2 so the text in this cell is easier to read. Point to the boundary at the bottom of the row selector for row 2 until the pointer changes to a crosshair shape. Press the left mouse button as you drag the boundary down until the screen tip indicates 27.00, 36 pixels, and then release the mouse button. Ecxel changes the row height to 27 points, or 36 pixels. Even if you proofread your Ecxel spreadsheet, it is easy to overlook misspelled or grammatically incorrect words. Using the spelling feature helps you produce error-free results. Click the Review tab on the ribbon. In the Proofing group, click the Spelling button. The Spelling dialog box opens with a suggested correction, changing UNIDE to United. click Change. Ecxel makes the change and then opens a dialog box asking if you want the spelling checker to continue checking at the beginning of the worksheet. Click Yes. Ecxel reviews the rest of the worksheet for spelling errors, then opens a dialog box indicating that the review is complete. Click OK. The dialog box closes. Use the Print command in Backstage View to preview and print a worksheet within a single window. You can also change various print options, such as number of copies, before printing. Click the File tab on the ribbon. Ecxel displays Backstage View. Click the Print command. The Print gallery appears with options for printer and print settings in the left pane. Ecxel displays a preview of the worksheet in the right pane. In the Print gallery, click the Copies text box and type 3 in the text box. Ecxel will print 3 copies of the worksheet. You will accept the other print settings. Click the Print button. Ecxel prints the worksheet using the settings you specified. You can change the margins in your worksheet to better arrange contents on a page. With the worksheet in Page Layout view, click the Page Layout tab on the ribbon. The Page Layout tab provides options for changing the layout of the worksheet, including its margins. Page Layout View lets you easily see how different margins will look on the printed page. You can, however, change worksheet margins from any worksheet view. In the Page Setup group, click the Margins button. The Margins menu opens. Click Narrow. Ecxel changes the worksheet margins to the narrow margin style. The entire table now fits on a single page. A header can provide helpful information about worksheet contents. Changing a header to display information such as release or version number, or adding a special notation such as confidential, is easy in Page Layout view. Click the View tab on the ribbon. In the Workbook Views group, click the Page Layout button. Ecxel switches to Page Layout view. A header placeholder appears at the top of the page. Click the center section of the header placeholder, which contains the text, Add Header. The 3 header sections appear. The center section is active. The Header and Footer tab appears on the ribbon. Type Confidential in the center header. Ecxel adds the text to the center header, which will appear at the top of each printed page of the worksheet. In the worksheet, click cell A4. Ecxel deselects the header. You can now view the header content at the top of the worksheet. Use conditional formatting rules to identify and highlight the cells in a worksheet that contain a target value, such as test scores over 90 or the lowest unit cost. Click and drag to select range B4 through B15. In the Conditional Formatting menu opens. On the Conditional Formatting menu, point to Highlight Cells Rules. The Highlight Cells Rules menu opens with a variety of rule options. You can highlight cells based on relative values, text content, dates, and more. Click Less Than. The Less Than dialog box opens. The insertion point is in the Format Cells that are less than text box. Type 50,000 in the text box. Ecxel will highlight every cell in the selected range whose value is less than $50,000. Next, you will choose a formatting option for highlighting the cells. Click the Format Cells arrow. A list of formatting options appears. On the list, click the Yellow Fill with Dark Yellow Text option. Click OK. Ecxel highlights cells in the range B4 through B15 as specified in the Conditional Formatting rule.